Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. And welcome back to hashtag Decan Walk 2023, even though we're in 2024. I gotta hurry this video up just because it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I live in Kansas City, and if you don't know, the Kansas City Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. This will be their fourth year, I think, in a row. They've won two, they lost one. They won last year. And my husband, who's always been a Chiefs fan, born and raised right here in Kansas City, is addicted to this game. So I'm going to make this quick as possible. So we started Decan Walk in March of last year, which is why we started it with Aries. I've been reading this 36 Secrets by T. Susan Chang. I'm not going to get my wheel out just because I forgot and it's going to take up time. But we have the third Decan of Aquarius, which is the Seven of Swords. And the card to represent Aquarius, as we've known for the last two Decans, is the Star. And then we have the Moon in Aquarius. And as we've known before, the Moon is representative of the High Priestess, not the Moon card, which she actually gets into in this book. It's called the Divided Mind. And she speaks of the Seven of Swords being of two minds. And it's almost like to take or not to take. Like to do good or to do bad. Kind of situation here. And I found that interesting because my favorite Seven of Swords ever is from the Key Tarot. And it literally is almost like he is stopped in the, like you're getting a picture of him in this moment in time where he's at a breaking point, a moment in life. This moment, whatever he chooses in this moment will change him forever. And I wrote a whole blog on it. Actually did a whole story on it. Which I will post a link for below because I did I read the thing on my channel. And I almost feel like this is a love interest or whatever. And that's how I went with the story. But it's, and I've said this months and months and months ago when I did this story, it's like he's divided, like he's of two minds. One of, I can stay and be happy and live my life with this woman, or I'm contractually obligated to steal these swords as I was told to do when I came here and blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing. But I just found it interesting that she named this whole chapter for the Seven of Swords, the Divided Mind, which I always felt that in the Seven of Swords, you're seeing this moment of, what do I do? Do I continue on this path? I have a way out. Why would I continue this path unless it's all they know? You know what I mean? So I just found that interesting. That's my favorite Seven of Swords ever. I just love how real it looks in the sky behind and the little village. It's stunning. Then we have, of course, my Thoth version, which is the Journey of the Sacred Bee. It's the deck I've been using this whole time. I use this deck all the time. And it's funny because this deck here, I got specifically for the Decans. It's all I've ever used this deck for. It was $8 on Amazon. It's nice quality indie cardstock. It's got a beautiful pouch. It comes with it. It's gilded in lavender. It's a stunning deck, and all I've ever used this deck for is the Decan Walk. So I'm excited to use this for something other than that, because we only have one zodiac sign left after this, and it's Pisces, and there's only 3 Decans left, so I'm so excited. But the Journey of the Sacred Bee, I'll be happy to give it a break because I've been using it. There's the High Priestess, there's the Moon for the thing, and then here's the Seven of Swords, which is futility, and the keyword on the Thoth, because this is Thoth based. And then the Star card, which is stunning, and then there's Aquarius here in the corner. I love this deck. I love the imagery in it, the colors in it. It's gorgeous. So that is our Decan. I did want to read a little bit from the book, and the poem in it that's in there is humongous. But I wanted to read, she talks about the High Priestess here. And I've noticed, because I'm actually starting to write more, I've done a few blogs now on door dashing, which are hilarious. I will post a link for them below if I can remember, for my blog. And so I've been noticing words more, like certain words or phrases like get to me, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. So I will like underline them or whatever, and I'll read you one she's got in here that I had to read to you. But I'm going to read this little paragraph. It talks about the high priestess, which I never kind of quite saw. That I always see the high priestess as the Hierophant's counterpart. So this is interesting. It says, secrets seized by night and day. It's worth taking a closer look at the major arcana associated with the Seven of Swords, the High Priestess and the Star. Remember, the High Priestess is the card that represents the moon, not the moon card. So this pairing brings together moon and stars, denizens of the night sky. The High Priestess, she who hides her book within the folds of her moonlit robe, you see it here, is also associated with silence and secrecy. Knowledge equals power. Small wonder that our surreptitious, I can't say the word, surreptitious, I think it's supposed to be superstitious friend appears to be engaged in burglary, the most secretive and nocturnal activity of all. The fact that he's doing it in broad daylight only makes it more brazen and shameless. And that almost makes it feel like, you know how when you see raccoons here in the States, if you see raccoon during the daytime, there's usually something wrong with it because they don't come out until nighttime. So that's what I thought of there. Small wonder there. The fact that he's doing it but in broad daylight. Okay. Remember, this is the divided mind. It may be noon outside, but he's thinking midnight thoughts. And I was like, that's stunning. I love that. Love that. Love it. So then there's another part here. She's talking about the Seven of Swords. As a strangers in a strange land, our minds think in one idiom as our tongues stumble over another. And I thought that was beautiful. I don't know, just the way she worded it was beautiful. But she talks about, he's of a divided mind. And, I just think that was interesting that, it is in fact broad daylight here, clearly, because we have some nighttime cards in the RWS. This is not one of them. And I just found it interesting. I'm like, I've never thought about it where he's stealing stuff in broad daylight where he could possibly get, it's almost like the thrill of the chase. Like he's brazenly stealing these swords in broad daylight, almost like he's hoping to get caught. Interesting. So I just found that interesting. So here's the ginormous poem. It says, The Cat and the Fox, translated from Fontaine by Elsner Wright. The cat and fox, because it does talk about him being as sly as a fox and a trickster and all that, in this chapter, but this is the end. The cat and the fox, when saints were all the rage, together went on pilgrimage, hypocrites and swindlers, they by sleight of face and sleight of paw, regardless both of right and law, contrived expenses to repay, by eating many a fowl and cheese, and other tricks as bad as these. Disputing served them to beguile the road of many a weary smile. Disputing, but for this resort, the world would go to sleep in short. All pilgrims is a thing of course, disputed till their throats were hoarse. Then dropping to a lower tone, they talked of this and talked of that, till Renard whispered to the cat, You think yourself a knowing one. How many cunning tricks have you? For I've 100 old and new already in my haversack. The cat replied, I do not lack, though with but one provided, and truth to honor, for that matter, I hold it than 1,000 better. In fresh dispute they cited, and loudly were they at it, when approached a mob of dogs and men. Now, said the cat, your tricks ransack, and put your cunning brains to rack. One life to save, I'll show you mine, a trick you see for saving mine. With that she climbed a lofty pine. The fox his 100 ruses tried, and yet no safety found. 100 times he falsified the nose of every hound. was here and there and everywhere, above and underground. But yet to stop he did not dare. Pent in a hole, it was no joke, to meet the terriers or the smoke. So leaping into upper air, he met two dogs that choked him there. Expedients may be too many, consuming time to choose and try. On one but that is as good as any, 'tis best in danger to rely. I thought that was cute. Perfect for this Decan, and she always picks the poetry that's best for the Decan at the time. But that is the Decan walk I have now. I'm going to go ahead and really quickly go over the spread. And before I do that, I did not pull from this deck last time. This is the Indigo Sage Affirmation Cards by Coppertime. This is the Air. I have all four. They're little bitty baby mini cards. This is by Rockpool Publishing. And I didn't pull a card from here last time. As soon as I hit the shut off the camera, I'm like, dang it. So I'm going to pull real quick to go with this spread that Marlene Theresa does, and I'll post her link below if I remember. I swear I got the same card last time. So relax into nothingness. Don't run away from the power of silence. Sip it in. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so this is Marlene Theresa's, and her name's at the bottom. You can't tell, but this is her spread for Aquarius 3. It's Moon in Aquarius, 7 of Swords, and it says, before you begin shuffling, take the star card from the deck and set it aside. Then draw 2 cards to represent 1, conscience or sun, 2, subconscious or moon. And I did draw all the cards. I just haven't looked at them yet. I did pull out the High Priestess. And I'm using the, can't stop using it, the Wildlands Tarot by Leah Shulman. This is a Sacred Scribe Publishing. This is on Amazon for like $29. It is freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal. That's all I can tell you. So I pulled out the High Priestess and look at her. And these are real places in the background. And then she's got a little bling on there. It's freaking stunning. Stunning deck. Anyway, so for card 1, it's the conscious. I dropped, oh my God, the Devil card. If that is not a 7 of Swords way of thinking, I don't know what is. That's crazy. That's insane. Look how beautiful that is, though. Look at the background. I mean, just stunning. And look, she's blindfolded and tied up. Interesting. And then we got like a double face in him right there. Interesting. Yeah. So that's the waking mind. Interesting. Interesting. So now what is the subconscious mind? The moon. The Chariot. That's my soul card. Oh, wow. That's my soul card. And look how beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The Chariot. I don't know if I need to even say anything about that. That's crazy. I didn't realize that my waking mind was devious, but I guess it is. Then it says, there's several more cards here. It says, now draw 5 more cards that represent the planets of doubt that can orbit in the mind. So this is where I'm intrigued because it goes through the planets. So number 3 is, I'm telling myself I don't care about this, which is Venus. And it is the freaking 5 of Wands, which I told you guys is my forever freaking stalker card. If you go back and watch my videos since I've started reading tarot, probably 80% of them have a 5 of Wands in it. Like, it never leaves me alone. And that's the interesting part because I always see, I wound up, this card has evolved for me. Like, I saw it one way, then I saw it with added benefits another way, and then another way, and then another way, till it's progressed to the point where now I see the 5 of Wands as self-conflict. You have many different parts of self that are all trying to be top dog, all fighting to be the best. And you don't have to because you're just fighting yourself. And I've said this many times. That's a gorgeous, and it literally looks like all the same person. They're all dressed alike. Interesting because that's how I see the 5 of Wands is self-conflict, inner turmoil. And it says, I'm telling myself I don't care about this. That's so true. So true. I don't care about this Five of Wands, but then it just keeps coming. So number 4 is I've got this thought on repeat, which is Mercury. We got the Eight of freaking Cups. Yeah, the walking away, trying to walk away from situations. Look how stunning this deck is, though. I mean, come on. The Eight of Cups, it's another card that every time I need to let go of something, this card pops up because it's telling me, move beyond it. You've already grown past it. And so with this saying, this thought on repeat, whatever the Eight of Cups is telling me to let go of, that's what's on repeat. So that also totally makes sense for me. So number 5, this is depleting my energy, Mars. And we've got the Fool. This, I want to say ignorant journey, futile journey, a journey that, I know I can't finish is what I'm feeling in this card right at this very moment. All that just came out. But this is the thing that's depleting my energy. The thought that won't go away is, I have to, for my soul growth, do this A, B, and C. And because of D, E, and F, it's hindering that. And I'm so focused on D, E, and F that I'm missing out on A, B, and C, if that makes sense. So that, to me, also makes sense with the Fool. And then we have number 6, what I call a limitation, Saturn. The Magician, yes, because the Magician gives you permission pretty much it tells you, hey, you have all the tools to do whatever, manifest. And you see something just flew through here. We don't have any bugs this time of year yet, so it's February. So, something just flew through there. But it's telling me here, you have all the tools to manifest whatever reality you choose. But the mind is a powerful thing, right? It gets in the way of a lot of things. And that makes sense for number 6. What I call limitation is that I have the ability, but my mind gets in the way of that, of being able to create that or create it to the extent I need it to. Number 7, last card. I don't believe I deserve this, Jupiter. And it's the King of Wands. Yeah. So the King of Wands I see is a very successful, he's very actionable. He takes action. He does all the things, right? And, he's not afraid to be outside of his comfort zone. He takes the action that's needed. And I'm slowly but surely learning that. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't deserve this, which goes back to if I have this mindset that I don't deserve it, even though I'm trying to manifest it, it's not going to happen because deep down inside, I don't believe that I'm worthy or deserve whatever's happening. And this is just telling me I don't feel like I deserve to be the King of Wands when in actuality, I can be whatever I want to be. That makes total sense. And it says, finally return the star, place her alongside the 5 planet double doubt cards one at a time. Allow your star guide you in a new direction or thought. Feel free to pull additional cards as you go. And I think I just went over all that and did all that with that. I mean, her still sitting here. I still feel like I went through and not the High Priestess, the star. Oh, it made me pull out the High Priestess. I was supposed to pull out the star. No, but I feel like I went through all that anyway. And I told myself what I needed to do to move beyond these doubts. So that's interesting. And I love. You guys see why this deck is so stunning. So stunning. And there was actually an indie deck they did before this called the Northern something. It was very similar. Because it's supposed to look like Polaroids pictures, which it does. It has real images in the background and it tells you where those are at in the book. And some of them can be 2 or 3 places merged, collage into one place. But they had an indie deck that is now out of print. I don't know that it'll ever come back in print, but I would love to get my hands on that one as well. But it's the Northern, I think it's called the Northern Lights or Northern Star Tarot, and it's just like this one. I think this may be the mass market version of that, but a lot of cards are different. So that's why I want that deck. But they're so stunning. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. That is the Aquarius Decan 3. We're done with Aquarius. We're done with the air. And it's funny because I am a Virgo, very much an earth sign. And it's funny because I was watching Simon from the Hermit's Cave do his, Cuppa catch up and cards yesterday. And he basically just had a conversation through the whole thing. And he was talking about, the Chinese New Year. It started this month in February. And I was like, what am I? And I looked it up, and I'm a dragon, which is what we're entering into in the Chinese New Year, is a dragon, which I found interesting because in in tarot, the wheel of the year, the wheel of fortune is my card of the year. And I'm like, that to me, they coincided together. Plus the dragon, the zodiac signs in the Chinese New Year also have elements. And I was curious to see what element the dragon was. And it's a freaking earth again. And I'm like, okay, so I'm very much an earth sign. But it's weird because I feel right at home and very comfortable in the air signs as well. When we've done these decans, which I didn't, and it's funny because the sword suit is my favorite suit. In tarot, the first card I ever resonated with and really got to know was the Eight of Swords, which is basically my card. And I just found it interesting throughout this whole decan, even if I'd remember nothing, which is highly likely because I don't have a great memory, unless I, apply it every day, is that, if nothing else, I will understand that the elements better and the zodiac signs just a little bit better. And understanding that I am, for some reason, I'm attracted to the air suits. So it just, if nothing else sticks, I know that will. And it just was a little bit eye-opening considering I'm an earth sign. And I do, with at least Taurus, because it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, that's earth signs, I do at least resonate a little bit see myself a little bit in Taurus, but I also saw myself more in the air suits, and I just found that interesting. So anyway, that's all I got. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos, and y'all have a good night.